Hi everyone. Today we are going to discuss chapter 1 of Advanced Auditing, Assurance and Professional Ethics. So the chapter number 1 is quality control. So first let us have an aerial view of the chapter. Before we start any chapter, we will have an aerial view wherein we can discuss like what are all the major topics we are going to cover in this chapter. So this is chapter 1's aerial view. So we will be discussing why do we need quality control in auditing and the definition of audit quality. We'll discuss those aspects in need and definition. Thereafter, we will discuss about standards. So there are two important standards discussed in this chapter. One is SQC1 and second is SA220. SQC1 is talks about the quality control at firm level and SA220 talks about the quality control at engagement level, which as we proceed, we'll discuss more about those. So these are the two standards which we will discuss, and eventually we will also discuss the differences between these two standards. Thereafter, external agencies are mechanics for review. So there is peer review board, there is quality review board, and there is NFRA, which are the agencies which performs a review of firms, practicing chartered accountant firms. Why are we reading quality control? What is the necessity? What is the necessity of quality control in auditing firm? What is the necessity of quality control in auditing firm, practicing chartered accountant firm? So auditing, as we all know, in the intermediate syllabus, we understand auditing is an independent examination, and through conducting independent examination, you will issue a report to stakeholders. So the report, while preparing the report or while performing the examination, while performing the verification, so auditor, a chartered accountant, has to spend adequate time. He should have adequate competency. Uh, Other matters, he should have integrity. There should be he should be objective in expressing his opinion. So there are many aspects while doing examination. While doing independent examination, one has to have certain aspects. So those aspects we can call it as audit quality. So the audit independent examination has to be carried out with due diligence, with proper care, not with any negligence. So once you do this, you will eventually give a report. So the report will be issued to stakeholders. So these stakeholders will be using our report in decision making. Let us take an example. So a banker, based on our report, they may give a loan to the client. Government may issue a grant to the client, or the supplier, based on their liquidity position, was there what they have reported, based on the clean audit report which we have given, would have supplied the goods to the client. So employees would like to join the company who are making good profits, who have a clean report. So overall, stakeholders will take decisions based on the audit report which auditor has been issued. So it is very important for an auditor to perform the audit, to perform any engagement with due care, not with any negligence. So quality control will plays a very important role. The audit quality plays a very important role, without which, if you issue a report which has some lacunas, which has some drawbacks, eventually affect the decision making of stakeholders, and also at large society will also be at loss. So keeping all these things into consideration, auditor, while performing any engagement, a chartered accountant in practice, when performing any engagement, he should give utmost care. He should perform the engagement with due care. So that is the need of audit quality. Let us look at the definition of audit quality. Audit quality is nothing but auditor has to apply rigorous audit process and quality control procedures which comply with laws, regulations, and applicable professional standards. So, what are the standards we are talking about? We are talking about accounting standards, we are talking about auditing standards, which we will be discussing in detail. There are laws like Companies Act, Income Tax Act, PF Act, Gratuity Act, Factories Act, Shops and Establishment Act. There are regulations like FEMA, etc., which also has to be taken care while performing the audit. So these are the audit quality definition goes like auditor has to apply a rigorous audit process and quality control procedures which has to be complied with laws, regulations, and applicable professional standards. This is the definition of audit quality. So hope we are clear till here. So we understood the necessity of audit quality while performing an engagement, and we also had a snapshot of audit quality. What does audit quality mean? So this is the first section. If you remember the aerial view, this is the first section. So let us enter into a next section, which is SQC1. So what are we discussing in SQC1? We will first discuss what is SQC1, and thereafter we will discuss about its six elements. Six elements are leadership responsibilities, ethical requirements, acceptance and continuance of client relationships, human resource, the team who is working on ground, human resources, engagement performance, and finally monitoring. So what is SQC1? SQC1, if you divide it, it talks about quality control. The full form also stands standard on quality control, number one. So what it deals with? It deals with quality control. So what is quality control? We will discuss in detail. For whom it is applicable? Let us discuss about the scope for firms. So which kind of firms we are talking about? We are talking about sole proprietorship firm, partnership firm, LLP, network of firms. There are firms which are big fours. There are firms which are medium-sized firms. There are firms which are very micro and small sole proprietorship firms, and there are firms which are LLP. So all these firms has to implement established quality control. Then where they should apply? Do they apply to all the engagements or do they apply to few engagements? They should apply to audit of historical financial information. They should apply to review of historical financial information. There are other assurance engagements. There are related service engagements. So here the entire scope has been divided into four sections. If you carefully observe, there are four sections. Audit of HFI, historical financial information, review of HFI, other assurance services, related service engagements. So a sole proprietor partnership, LLP, and network of firms would be providing multiple services. But one has to know where SQC1 is applied, where SQC1 is not to be applied. So let us see. So audit of HFI is nothing but statutory audit of a company, audit of partnership firm, tax audit under Income Tax Act. All this covers under audit of HFI. Whereas when it comes to review of HFI, there are listed entities which performs quarterly reviews. And let us say there is a private company who want to invite investors, and investors request them to get it audited or get it reviewed by auditor. So there also the review of HFI will be conducted.